felt the presence next to me and looked down. It was Sarab. Hands dug deep in the pockets of his raincoat. He had followed me. "Do you want to try?" I asked. He said nothing, but when I held the string out for him, his hand lifted from his pocket, hesitated, took the string. My heart quickened as I spun the spool to gather the loose string. We stood quietly side by side, necks bent up. Around us, kids chased each other, slid on the grass. Someone was playing an old Hindi movie soundtrack now. A line of elderly men were praying afternoon namaz on a plastic sheet spread on the ground. The air smelled of wet grass, smoke, and grilled meat. I wished time would stand still. Then I saw we had company. A green kite was closing in. I traced the string to a kid standing about 30 yards from us. He had a crew cut and a t-shirt that read "The Rock Rules" in bold block letters. He saw me looking at him and smiled, waved. I waved back. Sarab was handing the string back to me. "Are you sure?" I said, taking it. He took the spool from me. "Okay," I said, "let's give him a sabak, teach him a lesson, eh?" I glanced over at him. The glassy, vacant look in his eyes was gone. His gaze flitted between our kite and the green one. His face was a little flushed, his eyes suddenly alert, awake, alive. I wondered when I had forgotten that despite everything, he was still just a child. The green kite was making its move. "Let's wait," I said. "We'll let him get a little closer." It dipped twice and crept towards us. "Come on, come to me," I said. The green kite drew closer yet, now rising a little above us, unaware of the trap I'd set for it. "Watch, Sarab. I'm going to show you one of your father's favorite tricks, the old lift and dive." Next to me, Sarab was breathing rapidly through his nose. The spool rolled in his palms, the tendons in his scarred wrists like rhubarb strings. Then I blinked, and for just a moment, the hands holding the spool were the chipped-nailed, calloused hands of a hair-lipped boy. I heard a crow cawing somewhere, and I looked up. The park shimmered with a snow so fresh, so dazzling white it burned my eyes. It sprinkled soundlessly from the branches of white-clad trees. I smelled turnip quinoa now, dried mulberries, sour oranges, sawdust, and walnuts. The muffled quiet, snow quiet was deafening. Then far away, across the stillness, a voice calling us home, the voice of a man who dragged his right leg. The green kite hovered directly above us now. "He's going for it, any time now," I said, my eyes flicking from Sarab to our kite. The green kite hesitated, held position, then shot down. "Here he comes," I said. I did it perfectly. After all these years, the old lift and dive trap. I loosened my grip and tugged on the string, dipping and dodging the green kite. A series of quick sidearm jerks, and our kite shot up counterclockwise in a half circle. Suddenly I was on top. The green kite was scrambling now, panic-stricken, but it was too late. I'd already slipped in Hassan's trick. I pulled hard and our kite plummeted. I could almost feel our strings sawing his. Almost heard the snap. Then, just like that, the green kite was spinning and wheeling out of control. Behind us, people cheered. Whistles and applause broke out. I was panting. The last time I had felt a rush like this was the day in the winter of 1975, just after I'd cut the last kite, when I spotted Baba on our rooftop, clapping, beaming. I looked down at Sarab. One corner of his mouth had curled up just so, a smile. Lopsided. Hardly there, but there. Behind us, kids were scampering, and a melee of screaming kite runners was chasing the loose kite drifting high above the trees. I blinked and the smile was gone, but it had been there. I had seen it. "Do you want me to run that kite for you?" His Adam's apple rose and fell as he swallowed. The wind lifted his hair. I thought I saw him nod. "For you 1,000 times over," I heard myself say. Then I turned and ran. It was only a smile, nothing more. It didn't make everything all right. It didn't make anything all right. Only a smile, a tiny thing. A leaf in the woods, shaking in the wake of a startled bird's flight. But I'll take it, with open arms, because when spring comes, it melts the snow one flake at a time, and maybe I just witnessed the first flake melting. I ran, a grown man running with a swarm of screaming children. But I didn't care. I ran with the wind blowing in my face, and a smile as wide as the valley of